what are you doing here in New York, and what are your thoughts on the now?
The idea of what you're doing, of putting this into schools, I think is a fabulous thing, because I think it's all very well to talk about it, but the thing is, when you actually put it in the mainstream, I think that's very important. I think that's the foot in the door, because then people can then say, in Detroit, where the David Lynch Foundation has put the program into schools, the results are these. And I think this is what people need. They don't need high-minded talk so much as results. And so for you to be able to say the kids love it, the kids in the West Bank love it, the kids in Brazil love it, and you're actually getting results. To me, it's like a seed that it's for sure if you take a great seed, an acorn, and you don't put it in the ground, it's pretty guaranteed you won't get an oak tree. But if you put it in the ground, there's a very good chance you'll get an oak tree. And I think that seems to me what you're doing. So that's what I love about what we're involved in now. And so that's why I was so happy to do the concert. It's very inspiring.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends.
Over 40 years ago, we ended up in Rishikesh, and that's where we met. Well, it wasn't where we met, it's where we hung out with Maharishi. We'd met him a few months before in Wales. And since then, sometimes a lot and sometimes a little, I have meditated. And, you know, it's a gift he gave me, was my mantra. That's something I could use and something no one could take away. So it's one of the few things I was ever given that means that much to me.
Histories of ages past, unenlightened shadows cast down through all eternity, the crying of humanity. 'Tis then when the hurdy-gurdy man comes singing songs of love. Then when the hurdy-gurdy man comes singing songs of love.
Do you have any advice for young artists that are just starting out in the musical business?
Yeah, learn to meditate and do transcendental meditation, because if you want to get in touch with your creative juices, they're all going to be inside anyway. And songwriting, I'm quite a master of songwriting by now, and I know that you have to create the circumstances for the music to come through you. And the best way to do that is to dive deep down inside. A lot of musicians do it without meditation, and they do quite well. Once you learn, though, you can get right down there, like David Lynch says, and catch those big fish. That's the big ideas, yeah.
This is such an amazing evening. Having been a school teacher, and to see how kids respond to meditation is amazing. And we're going to do a song for you by an artist I've always loved and who was an inspiration personally for so many of us. A man who I think lived with the reality of knowing that death is a part of living, and that to manifest peace throughout, one must manifest peace within, and that was George Harrison. I want to bring out a really beloved friend of mine, Ben Harper. Feel free to sing along. takes so long, my Lord, my sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord. I really want to know you. I really want to go with you. As we all know, we're living and navigating through an immense amount of chaos in the universe. You know, our kids are growing up with this kind of chaos, this kind of stress that's being handed down to them and thrust upon them, and they're not equipped to understand how the central nervous system is braced at all times to try to handle that. And it comes out in very, very destructive ways sometimes with kids, whether it's not being interested in school or whether it's getting into violence or whatever, or drugs or whatever that is. This is the right thing to do. It is the message that should be sent throughout the world, that all of us on this planet can talk about peace. But peace begins within all of us. And it's not about having a peaceful relationship with somebody, which means not getting in arguments or getting along. Peace is something deeper than that. It is tapping into something that exists in all of us and that makes us unique and that helps us to be pure, but we get away from that because our brains are so overactive and we're constantly being dictated by chaos. And so I feel like this is the right thing to do, and it's what should be in the school systems, but also should be a part of our daily lives throughout.
One of the things that impressed me so much about TM when I finally learned it was its simplicity. I mean, it's not ideologically driven, it's not dogmatic, it's a simple practice that calms the mind. And I mean, as a spiritual dilettante, I've tried a lot of different types of meditation. And the thing that really won me over with TM, apart from having my hero David Lynch as its most vocal practitioner, was its effectiveness. You know, no other meditation, no other practice I tried was as effective at quieting my mind and helping me to go to a very calm, centered place. And one of the things that makes TM so effective is you don't really have to do all that much. And as a profoundly lazy person, I appreciate that.
This thing called transcendental meditation, which is really great. It's 20 minutes and it helps with my jet lag especially, but it's this meditation that I learned, and you get a mantra, and basically, you know, like your mind is always going, whether you're awake or whether you're asleep. Even when you're asleep, your subconscious is so intense. Like, imagine those crazy dreams that you're so embarrassed of having that you can't tell anyone else. That's your subconscious going wild. And so when you meditate, you actually get to turn your mind off for a second, and it really helps. It's like the deepest sleep that your body needs.
So do you have your own mantra?
I do, and you're not allowed to tell anybody it.